Climate change is quickly becoming the most dividing topic of today's world. In fact, we are almost always fighting each other rather than the actual problem. Climate change is so heavily politicized that no one can get the facts straight. We are forgetting about its universal importance, regardless of who you vote for. Last fall, I got the opportunity to travel to the northern coast of the Caribbean country of Haiti. Haiti is a country ravaged by chronic instability, gangs, dictatorships, and natural disasters. But the people of Haiti know the effects of climate change better than anyone. There, climate change is not a vague idea of the future, it is a stark reality. If there is another way to think about climate change, Haiti would have an answer.
We flew into Cap-Haitien, a larger city on the north coast of the island. From there, we traveled west to a smaller community called Haut-Limbe. We stayed here for almost the entirety of the trip.
We arrived in Haiti and we really didn't know what to expect. And it was just a whole burst of culture and experience that we really weren't expecting. When we go to address a problem, we're not there to throw money at the situation. Right. We want to build relationships with the people in Haiti.
Capture what's happening.
We see it and we're like, oh yeah, it's super busy, super chaotic, but you could also see this general theme through the busyness of this extreme poverty. There wasn't an immediate answer to the question we had, but we did see a lot of effects of climate change.
In Canada, we don't really see a lot of immediate effects of climate change. We don't have people who literally don't have a house or don't have anything because of a flood or a drought.
The beaches are slowly getting smaller and smaller, and people's homes that are by the water are
They're being pushed back. Earlier this year in 2023, there was 4 months or something without rain.
And that directly leads to hungrier people.
Right, because if there's no rain, there's no crops. And you can't just go to a store to buy food. You have to grow it yourself. There wasn't a single day without a heavy rainfall while we were in Haut-Limbe. The rain carried on for weeks afterward. The flooding was devastating. One of the largest effects of climate change that we saw was just the amount of garbage spread everywhere.
And we think here, well, they must just be messy people because we deal with our garbage, but they have no resources to clean up their streets, and so the garbage just piles up.
It was so difficult to sift out an understanding of how Haitians view climate change simply from observation.
But we saw so many effects of climate change that it was impossible to ignore the brutal bite of the climate crisis.
I feel like this is coming across as a very negative experience. It was really hard to see the poverty, but there was also great hope in Haiti, and one of those things that brought us hope was the people there. We met some pretty amazing people. We got to stay in the house of this doctor who served us incredibly. He was a wonderful host. And we also got to meet a translator named Elio.
We didn't really know a lot about Elio, we just knew that he knew English.
One of the most amazing things about Elio was that he had this opportunity. He left his country and he decided to come back, which for most Haitians, it's their life dream. They feel the need to leave their country in order to support their families. But Elio decided that he wanted to come back and to stay in Haiti. We didn't only have to develop relationships with adults in Haiti, we also got to meet other kids. It was a reminder of the purpose of our goal in Haiti, and also just like learning about climate change there, like, well, why we're doing it.
Bonsoir.
The trip's been going really well. We've met a lot of really cool people. We've had amazing experiences. We came to a point where we wanted to go to a place called Petitance.
Petitance is a feeding program that's in one of the poorest communities in Haiti. It's a community, but it's like submerged in water, and what they've done is they've taken garbage and they've actually built a foundation, and we send money so that these kids that live in this community can be fed, and they're fed twice a week. And we were gonna go for we were gonna help prepare the meal and then serve these children, but we couldn't.
Communities in between Haut-Limbe and Cap-Haitien, they came together and placed a whole bunch of semi-trucks blocking the road. And it's like a hotspot for people traveling back and forth. It gets a little bit dangerous if a bunch of white people are trying to cross this multiple times a day. It wasn't the safest option, so we had to cancel the trip to Petitance. I knew one person who would have the data and the understanding of the Haitian people to maybe give an insight into what Haitians think about climate change. I asked Elio, translator, to come back to give an interview.
Yes, my name is Elio Dotilus. I have a major in agriculture. I am from Haut-Limbe, region in the northern Haiti.
In like more simpler terms, what does like the average person think about climate change in Haiti?
Well, climate change remains a problem worldwide. And of course in a country like Haiti, where a problem is almost like our last name, it's just another problem, but a more frightening one. In Creole we say it's abscess sous clou, which literally would mean in English an abscess over a rash. So a rash is something that you already don't like, and like you have an abscess, which is way much worse.
In Canada, there's a lot of division and polarization about opinions on climate change. Is it same here?
Because there's been a lot more signs of flooding and drought.
Right.
From December to April, we had almost no rain. Like 4 months, first time that had happened. So tons of crops lost, and livestock started dying.
Yeah.
So when you don't have rain and your livestock are dying, so hunger goes at its peak.
Yeah.
So when climate change starts becoming real to us, it just ruins everything and just floods everything away, because we don't have much trees around too.
Yeah.
So that erosion is, it's much more devastating when we have rain like that.
Here, everyone can see the impacts very
Yes.
clearly, so it's like much more of a consensus on the opinion.
Yes.
Okay.
The impacts are very visible.
One question that I think a lot of people have when they look at pictures from Haiti is they see all the trash and all the garbage on the ground. And I think the perception might be that, Haitians are careless or something like that. So,
Well, let us say pollution is a big problem worldwide too, right? Not just in Haiti.
yeah.
It's sad seeing these pictures. They're real. They're not photoshopped.
No.
They're real pictures. But when it comes to pollution, there's been a decline in the production, in producing fruits, and making natural juice becoming almost like a burden. People becoming a little bit more lazy over trying to make an orange juice from natural orange instead of buying, a soda that has the orange aspect of it. It's just like fast food.
Right.
Just like fast food.
Yeah. Okay.
The plastics are here, it's plastic, but they have the juice that they want. The fruits are not present because they cut them down to make charcoal, which is the main alternative for cooking, so that we depend a lot more on buying, importing, which are usually plastified. Now, when they come to us, we don't have any recycle program around. So imagine more than 10,000 people living in just Haut-Limbe, drinking water bottle or drinking juice. They end up just on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, there's nowhere else to put it.
There's nowhere else to put it because there's no garbage company that will come pick up your trash. There's no recycle programs. I mean, all these things are missing. You can only hold, so much, ending up throwing them somewhere. So where do you throw them? Do you burn them? Some people would say burning them would cause problems and even can, affect health.
Yeah.
Do you dig a hole to, put them? Still, are you, ruining the soil? Do you just let them go free, on the soil? When it rains, it goes to the ocean and kills the fish. Of course, all of these will play a role back in the expenses of life, because the more we are killing the fish or sending them farther away because of dirt and pollution, the more difficult it is for us to get them. And of course, whenever a fisherman gets them, they charge you a lot more. So we are at the same time ruining ourselves. And unfortunately, it has to go back to caring back for nature, living in harmony with nature.
It's not just as simple as...
No.
It's not simple at all.
It is not simple as careless, no. And guess what? Anywhere you go in Haiti, anywhere, they broom their yards every morning. Everything is well clean in anyone's house and yard. We are clean people. We like to stay clean.
Yeah.
It's not because we don't care. It's way more than that. No recycle, and plastic has a way to deal with it.
Elio put it perfectly. The causes of climate change and pollution are always complex, but the solutions must be simple. So one of those solutions, and one of the really hopeful things that we saw when we were there, was fish farming. Circulating aquaculture systems require a great amount of feed and energy. Green water fish farming, however, is a perfect alternative. Manure is put into the water, which, along with sunlight, promotes the growth of algae, which feeds the fish. Once a system is established, supplement feed can be given to the fish to increase the growth rate. Fish farming is an excellent way to source food locally, reliably, and sustainably. You were giving a lot of very specific numbers, so just how did you get those numbers?
So in order to know how best to serve my community, I gave myself the burden of finding the data. So we ran a survey a few months ago with the help of about 200 people, youth from the church.
Wow.
I was the supervisor, making sure everything was done scientifically, because I'm using it in a scientific level.
Yeah.
So I can cite it anywhere I want. We had all the youth of the church helping us gathering data. We have a questionnaire. We're asking questions from a questionnaire, and people answering questions from house to house. Yeah. You can't think of helping without knowing for real what's there. So, and I give myself the burden to figure out who's using what and why. Where do people get their food? How much people are getting? How much people are spending on food per households? How many people are in each houses? And who's using charcoal versus gas? Now you make your decisions based on data, not on estimation.
Using the data to find out what is needed the most.
Yes, exactly. So not just estimation. With the data, you make your decisions. Yeah.
One of the things we did learn is that Haitians don't have a dividing line between caring for the earth and caring for people in general, like humanity, yes, but their community or their family. Yeah. And in North America, we sort of put a line there. We split. It's like, well, do you want to take care of people? Do you want to take care of the earth?
In Haiti, if the earth is broken, you're directly impacted and you're also broken. In Canada, even if the earth is suffering, we'll still get by.
It has to go back to caring back for nature, living in harmony with nature. which I'm sorry that we'll have to go back to respecting the trees. For now, there's not much respect for tree. A tree cutting down is as just easy as somebody, spitting, It's nothing. No respect for nature, and of course, when we're not respecting nature, climate change affects us. Nature comes back with its consequences over us, because all of the problems we are causing on nature will come back to us on our house.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
It's always a pleasure talking to anyone, of course, about my community, especially about my country. But thank you for coming. It's always good to welcome you guys around, and you're always welcome anytime.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
In much of the world, climate change action is only a political issue. It has no deeper meaning for individuals and communities. But as soon as we see that stewardship of the earth means loving people, like the children of Haiti, we suddenly understand that climate change is far greater than any political issue. In fact, climate change is the concern that unites us all under the banner of love. And the solutions might just be simpler than we think. This video has been in the works for a long time, so I thank you for watching. If it resonated with you, please consider subscribing to learn more about the hopeful solutions to climate change. I want to thank Charlotte for helping narrate and going all the way to Haiti. I could not have done it without her. I also want to thank Elio for his insight and for staying to help his community.